My fellow Jamaicans, thank you for tuning in for this, my final update for the year 2024. This year has undoubtedly been one of challenges and triumphs for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It was a year marked by ambitious commitments and promises to the nation. A year where we set bold objectives aimed at transforming our approach to law enforcement and public safety. As we stand here at the close of the year, I am proud to reflect on a period that, for the most part, can be defined as a year of promises kept. We recognize that there is still much work to be done, but the gains we have made together as a force and as a country are undeniable. Let us discuss some of our achievements in the area of crime reduction. One of the most significant outcomes of 2024 has been the 18% reduction in murders. This represents a major step forward in enhancing public safety and reducing the devastating impact of violent crime on our society. Such a reduction does not occur by chance. It is the result of deliberate, strategic planning and execution, driven by the commitment of the men and women of the JCF, supported by partnerships across all sectors of society. This achievement is testament to what is possible when we work together to focus on determination to tackle criminality head-on. When we examine the trends of overall major crimes more closely, shootings are down 10% across the country. There has been a 25% reduction in reported rapes. Robberies have reduced by 21%, while we've seen a 1% drop in break-ins. At the start of the year, the High Command asked more of every member of the force, and through a collective effort, there has been a 14% reduction in overall major crimes thus far in 2024. Our ability to maintain law and order has been significantly bolstered through enhancements to our policing capabilities. A key initiative in this regard has been the launch of the Beat Officer Patrol Division. What began in Kingston and St. Andrew has now expanded to 12 divisions with 361 members, including 184 from Peace headquarters deployed in Jamaica's urban centers. This initiative has brought a renewed sense of visibility, accessibility to policing, particularly in high traffic and high risk areas. Beat officers have helped to deter criminal activities and have been instrumental in building trust with the public through their consistent engagement in the business community. In addition to this, we have modernized our bike patrol unit with the introduction of new e-bikes. These e-bikes have proven to be versatile and efficient, allowing officers to navigate challenging terrains and congested areas while maintaining the agility and responsiveness needed to address criminal activities effectively. As we continue to increase our presence, members of the public can go about their daily business with confidence, knowing that we are actively managing public spaces to ensure your safety and peace of mind. Throughout 2024, we continued to refine our operational strategy, integrating it closely with the work of the intelligence community. This has enabled us to identify, target, and apprehend high-risk offenders who pose significant threats to public safety. To those offenders who believe they can evade the reach of justice, let me be clear. We know who you are, and our resolve will not waver. This intelligence-driven approach has been critical to the gains we have made this year and remains central to our strategy moving forward. Our successes this year have not only been evident at a national level, but also within individual areas and divisions. I want to highlight the outstanding work being done across the country and commend the leadership teams driving these results. Area 1, led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Glenn Miller, has shown exceptional performance, with all divisions recording reductions in major crimes. St. James, often a focal point for crime reduction initiatives, Superintendent Aaron Samuels and his team have worked to produce a 9% decline in overall major crimes, with a very significant 34% reduction in murders. Similarly, Westmoreland, under the superintendence of SP Othniel Dobson, demonstrated steady progress, with a 24% drop in major crimes, including a 14% reduction in murders. In Hanover, the efforts of Superintendent Andrew Nish and his management team to address crime bore tangible results, as the parish achieved a robust 35% reduction in murders. Meanwhile, Superintendent Milton's team in Trelawney maintained stability, showing no increases or decreases in murder, but registering a 23% reduction in major crimes overall. Trelawney may not be seeing a reduction in murder, but must be commended for keeping the numbers low. These achievements highlight the strides made in Era 1, reflect the effectiveness of our crime reduction strategies, and the dedication of the teams working to ensure safer communities. In Era 2, under the leadership of Assistant Commissioner of Police MacArthur Sutherland, includes the parishes of St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. 2024 brought steady reductions in major crimes, marking a positive shift for the region. St. Anne led the way with a notable 35.4% decrease in murders year to date. Similarly, St. Mary showed progress, achieving a 28% decline in murders for the period under review. In Portland, efforts to curb crime result in a modest but steady 7% decrease. In Era 3, which is led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Allen and encompasses Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester, notable strides were made in addressing crime throughout 2024. Clarendon led the way with a significant 34.6% reduction in major crimes by year end. St. Elizabeth also made commendable progress, recording a 21% decline in murders and a 33% decrease in overall major crimes. While Manchester presented a 17% increase in murders, there was a 22% fall in overall major crimes. These results reflect both the successes and the challenges faced in Era 3, underscoring the need for targeted strategies to sustain progress in some parishes while addressing emerging concerns in others. In St. Elizabeth, Superintendent Coleridge Minto's leadership has been instrumental in reversing what was a dire situation at the midpoint of the year, when the division was seeing a 100% increase in murders. Today, I'm happy to say St. Elizabeth boasts a 20% reduction in murders, a remarkable turnaround achieved through focused and strategic interventions. Manchester, led by Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, has also contributed significantly to the region's overall stability, reflecting the strength of Era 3's leadership and its collective impact on crime reduction. When we look at Era 4, led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Donovan Graham, we've seen where 4 out of 5 divisions are recording reductions in overall major crimes. In Kingston West, Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps has led his team to achieve a 32% reduction in murders. Kingston Central, which was the source of significant challenges a few years ago, is registering a 40% drop in murders. This is a reflection of the commendable work of Superintendent Beresford Williams and the team there. Again, these gains are not coincidental or through luck. They are the product of significant work that has been done to save lives and create a secure environment for our citizens. Era 5, led by Acting Assistant Commissioner Christopher Phillips, comprises St. Catherine North and South, as well as St. Andrew North and St. Thomas. Superintendent Upton Nicholson and his team in St. Catherine North have achieved a 21% drop in murders, while in St. Catherine South, Deputy Superintendent Michael Campbell and his staff are seeing an 18% reduction in murders. Under the command of Superintendent Alison Byfield, St. Thomas has registered a 10% reduction in murders, while St. Andrew North is working to correct a 14% increase in murders. We are currently seeing a 14% reduction in road fatalities, which translates to 55 fewer lives lost compared to the previous year. Notwithstanding this achievement, we remain intolerant of the high numbers that persist. We continue our work to drive it down. These lives lost could have been prevented. Ladies and gentlemen, road safety is a shared responsibility, and much of what is required to reduce fatal crashes rests with road users themselves. Responsible behavior, adherence to traffic laws, and compliance with road safety principles can and will save lives. During this festive season, we urge every motorist, cyclist, and pedestrian to exercise caution and vigilance on our roads. This year, significant focus has been placed in certain quarters in police fatal shootings. While many of these matters remain under investigation and we must reserve detailed comment, it is important to make a few things clear. First, we continue to urge members of the public who are confronted by the police to comply with their instructions, particularly to criminals who engage in confrontations with law enforcement. The police have superior training and equipment. Escalating such situations will not end well. Lay down your weapons. Do not raise your guns against the police. It must also be emphasized that the JCF's clear preference is to bring persons before the courts to face justice rather than engage in fatal confrontations. This is evidenced by the numerous wanted persons and high-value targets who have been pursued, arrested, and brought before the court this year. Let's look at it from this perspective. Thus far in 2024, 736 illegal guns were taken off the streets. Of that figure, 438 were seized from assailants. That means that on hundreds of occasions, a police officer confronted and apprehended a gunman and charged them under the new Firearms Act. These cases demonstrate our commitment to lawful and measured policing focused on justice through the legal system. We cannot allow the narrative to focus solely on fatal shootings when the evidence overwhelmingly shows that the police strive to preserve life and uphold the rule of law. Let us not lose sight of this reality as we work towards a safer Jamaica for all. Despite our successes, there are some who seek to undermine our efforts by questioning the integrity of our data. Let me address this issue head on. The statistics we present do not lie. They are rigorously compiled, analyzed, and transparently shared with the public. To cast doubt on these figures is to erode the trust and confidence that we have painstakingly built over time. Such narratives serve only to benefit the criminals who thrive in an atmosphere of doubt and mistrust. Let us not allow misinformation to diminish the progress we have collectively achieved. Transparency remains a cornerstone of the JCF's approach to public accountability. When crime statistics have moved in the wrong direction, we have been the first to report them. Similarly, when trends are positive, we share that information with the same level of openness. Our credibility in communication is non-negotiable, as it forms the foundation of the trust we continue to build with the public and our partners. The JCF's commitment to transparency is unwavering, and it is vital that we maintain this standard to ensure sustained confidence in law enforcement. The progress we have made this year is as much the achievement of the JCF and the government of Jamaica that supports us, as it is a collective effort of every law-abiding citizen who chooses to obey the law, report a crime, or contribute to the resolving of disputes peacefully. Your actions, no matter how small they may seem, have played a significant role in making Jamaica safer. Let us not diminish these achievements by giving credence to the negative narratives that undermine our shared successes. Ladies and gentlemen, when elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. Division and mistrust create an environment in which criminal elements thrive. Our unity as a nation is our strength, and it has been instrumental in achieving the successes we celebrate today. Let us continue to work together, recognizing that the fight against crime is a shared responsibility that requires collaboration at every level. At this point, I do believe it is important to provide updates on some cases that have captured national attention. Jamaica has recently faced a series of violent incidents, underscoring the persistent challenges of gang violence and lottery scamming across various communities. Notable events include the Cherry Tree Lane multiple victim violent incident in Clarendon on August 11, where 8 individuals were killed and 9 injured due to gang warfare involving the one family gang. Swift law enforcement action led to 11 arrests, 2 fatal confrontations with suspects, and charges under the anti-gang legislation. The response included limited states of public emergency, curfews, and an ongoing police and military presence to prevent reprisals. The Point Hill shooting in St. Catherine on August 21, where 7 individuals were injured and 1 found dead, highlighted escalating gang conflicts. Investigations led to the charging of Junior Coleman for multiple offenses, with further suspects identified. The police, supported by the Jamaica Defense Force, ramped up operations, leveraged intelligence to pursue key persons of interest. Similarly, on October 21, in Pleasant Heights, Kingston, an attack claimed 5 lives, including a gang leader and his son, linked to internal gang disputes. Junior Creary, alias Whopper, and Lord Evil were identified as key figures, prompting targeted operations and the declaration of a state of public emergency and increased community engagement to restore calm. The Bowen Road incident in Kingston 11 on November 2 resulted in 3 deaths and 5 injuries, stemming from a gang conflict involving the Kid Lane gang and the Ratbat gang. Police operations, including targeted raids and curfews, are ongoing to apprehend suspects and dismantle networks. Despite the scale of these incidents, the JCF strategic response, marked by arrest, intelligence-driven operations, and interagency collaboration, has been pivotal in preventing violent reprisals, reflecting progress in curbing gang-related violence and ensuring community safety. The format of these press conferences is designed not just to inform the media, but to speak directly to you, the people we serve. Through these unfiltered engagements, we communicate the JCF's commitment to public safety and our collective progress as a nation. As we look ahead to 2025, let us carry the momentum of this year's achievements. Together, we will address the challenges that remain, build on the progress that we have made, and continue to work towards a safer and more prosperous Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.